in Philadelphia. It's not in Cincinnati. It's not up and down Redden Road. It's not on Vine Street. The only place that Yahweh has chosen and placed his name at for us to eat the Passover is in Jerusalem. And every one of these lying prophets that are teaching you anything different than what you're hearing out of my mouth right now has lied to you and deceived you. It starts off again, thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of the gates which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth you. Now what's that saying? That even when we were in the promised land, the 12 tribes of Israel had 12 gates where the various families of the Israelites lived at. That was their inheritance. But nevertheless, the Creator told our people collectively that we can't celebrate this Passover in any of the gates that we choose. He said, thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, but which Yahweh Elohim giveth thee, but at the place that Yahweh shall choose, not the place that Elesha shall choose, not the place that the bishop shall choose, not the place that the rabbi shall choose, but the place where Yahweh shall choose to place his name. And brothers and sisters, if you want to know where that's at, the only place that Yahweh has chosen to place his name in is at Jerusalem. That is a place that Yahweh chose to place his name at forever. That is the only place that we are commanded by the law to keep the Passover. Then we might get to the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of Weeks, and the Feast of Tabernacle, as my silly people are still attempting to celebrate here. What did the Creator say about those laws? He said in the book of Deuteronomy, the 16th chapter, the 16th verse, it says,
3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before Yahweh thy Elohim, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before Yahweh empty.
All right. Did you understand what the Creator is saying there? And let me show you the place that Yahweh has chosen. Let's go to 2 Chronicles. We're going to go to 2 Chronicles, the 6th chapter. And we're going to read verse 6. And what does that say? 2 Chronicles 6 and 6.
But I have chosen Jerusalem.
Here the Creator said, I have chosen, not Redden Road, not Montgomery Road, not Vine Street, not Chicago, but I have chosen Jerusalem.
That my name might be there.
That my name might be there.
And I've chosen David.
And I have chosen David, not Christ, but David.
To be over my people Israel.
All right, let's go also to 2 Chronicles 33. 2 Chronicles 33. What does the 4th verse say?
Also, he built altars in the house of Yahweh, whereof Yahweh hath said, in Jerusalem shall my name be forever.
All right. Now, why is this? Why did he say in Jerusalem? Because that's the only place. Line upon line, doctrine upon doctrine, precept upon precept. Here a little and there a little. Brothers and sisters, there's nowhere in the Torah, nowhere in the Tanakh, nowhere in the Old Testament, nowhere in the New Testament are we commanded to celebrate the Passover, the Feast of Weeks and the Feast of Tabernacle, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread anywhere we are at. That's how you know that what I'm teaching is different and that what I'm teaching is the truth. The Creator says, when I send a prophet, if the things that he says come not to pass, then you know that I have not sent him. But if the things come to pass, you know that I have sent him. And the things that I have, the learned and educated of our people are going to read, in spite of what they're being taught in these lying churches. They're going to read on their own. They're going to search out the matter because they know the Creator said every man should be accountable for his own sins, and they will make the determination themselves whether I'm telling the truth or whether old Bishop is telling the truth. And I'm telling you that even in the New Testament, the only place they ever met to keep the Passover, to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread, to keep the Feast of Weeks, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacle was in Jerusalem. That's when you read Acts, the 2nd chapter. When they were all there in the upper room, they went to Jerusalem. That was on a holy day. That's the Feast of Weeks that the Christians have now called Pentecost. Pentecost, the reason everybody was gathered there in Jerusalem, that's the only place that they could go to keep the Feast of Weeks, or what they call today the Feast of Pentecost. Also look at 2 Chronicles 23, verse 27. What is that saying? 2 Kings 23, verse 21 and 22. It says,
And the king commanded all the people, saying, Keep the Passover unto Yahweh your Elohim, as it is written in the book of this covenant.
As it is written in the book of the covenant.
Surely there was not holden such a Passover from the days of the judges that judged Israel, nor in all the days of the kings of Israel, nor of the kings of Yehudah. But in the 18th year of King Josiah, wherein this Passover was holden to Yahweh in Jerusalem.
In Jerusalem, as it is written in the law of the covenant and the book of the covenant. Brothers and sisters, these people that are misleading you today in Cincinnati and Chicago and all over the United States and in various other cities throughout the world are only teaching you what man is teaching you. I'm bringing you revelations that are totally diverse from anything that you had ever heard. And I'm backing it up with the words of the Most High, because this is what he had appointed me to teach. And I've been teaching this for over 40 years. Old rabbis would laugh at me and say, brother, this is where we keep it at. And I said, well, show me in the book. And they said, everything is not in the book. I said, you mean the Creator got some things about the law that's not in this book? They became very mad at me and angry. And many of them have ostracized me to this very day because my teaching is not as theirs. My teaching is not as the other black Israelites and the white rabbis and the Seventh-day Adventists. My teaching is totally diverse because it came from the Most High. I teach our people exactly what holy days to be kept here in America and how they're to be kept and when they'll be kept. And I teach them exactly which ones they are not to celebrate in this land. But our food